Good morning, students. Today we will be discussing the testes. So you can see here I kept two testes here. One is of the right side, the other one is of the left side. Now I will tell you in the subsequent part of this video lecture, I will be telling you about how to identify the side of the testis or how to do the side determination of the testis. Now first of all, let's describe the testis in detail. Now this is the testis, you can see. So this is the actual testis, and testis is suspended by this spermatic cord. This is the spermatic cord. So spermatic cord is there and the testis is there. So you can see the spermatic cord is attached to the upper pole of the testis, and testis, where is it present? It is present in the scrotum. It is suspended in the scrotum. Okay. Now what are the features of the testis? Now before going to the gross features of the testis, one important aspect you should know is the coverings of the testis. So what are the coverings of the testis? Now the first outermost covering of the testis, what you see here, this is the tunica vaginalis. So you can see the tunica vaginalis. This is the tunica vaginalis. This covering is the tunica vaginalis, which in this specimen you can see it has been partially removed. Now we will remove it completely. Now whatever layer I am removing, this is the tunica vaginalis. So I have removed the tunica vaginalis. So the outermost covering of the testis is tunica vaginalis. So I have removed the outermost covering of the testis, that is the tunica vaginalis. The second covering is the tunica albuginea, and the innermost covering is the tunica vasculosa, which we are not seeing here. So there are two coverings which is visible right now to us. One is the tunica vaginalis, which I have removed here. The other one is the tunica albuginea. Okay, tunica albuginea. So one is the tunica vaginalis, the other one is the tunica albuginea. The third one, the innermost, is the tunica vasculosa. So from outside to inside you have three coverings: tunica vaginalis, tunica albuginea, and innermost is the tunica vasculosa, which is not visible because that is inside. Okay. Now once you remove the tunica vaginalis, we can see the testis proper, and we can see how to identify the surfaces, borders and parts of the testis. So first of all, you should know that testis is present in this obliquely like this. It is suspended obliquely like this in the scrotum. Okay, it has got an upper pole and a lower pole. So it has got an upper pole and a lower pole. It has got an anterior border and a posterior border, and it has got two surfaces. Now this surface is the lateral surface and this is the medial surface. Now how do you identify the lateral and the medial surface? Now if you see the posterior border, along the lateral aspect of the posterior border there is a structure here. This structure is the epididymis. Now this is the head of the epididymis, this is the body of the epididymis, and then you have the tail of the epididymis. Okay. So on the posterolateral aspect of the testis you have the epididymis. To be very specific, if you go to the posterior border and see the lateral aspect, there is a structure known as the epididymis. This is the epididymis. Okay. So once again I will repeat, you have upper pole, you have lower pole, you have anterior border, you have the posterior border, and two surfaces, the lateral surface and the medial surface. Now how do you identify further the lateral surface, or what do you see in the lateral surface? A very important structure is there in the lateral surface which helps us to identify the side or determine the side. Now you can see between the epididymis and the testis there is a sinus. This is known as the sinus of epididymis. So see clearly here, this is the sinus. My forceps is now right side. Now I will be putting my forceps in the sinus of epididymis. Sinus of epididymis. So this is the sinus of epididymis. You can see here, sinus of epididymis. Now sinus of epididymis is extension of the cavity of the tunica vaginalis between the epididymis, lateral part of the epididymis, and the testis. So that is the sinus of epididymis. So the sinus of epididymis is present on the posterolateral aspect. So once you identify the sinus of epididymis on the posterolateral aspect, I can tell very confidently that this testis belongs to the right side, because if this is the right side, then you can see here the sinus of epididymis is on the posterolateral aspect. So this is the lateral surface, this is the medial surface. So similarly we will see the left testis here. So I have removed the tunica vaginalis here. Tunica vaginalis has been removed. Tunica albuginea is also visible here. Now see here, the sinus is on the posterolateral aspect. So when I hold it like that, this is coinciding with the lateral surface. So this is the left testis, because you have the sinus of epididymis on the left side, on the left aspect, or you can say it is on the posterolateral aspect, So sinus of epididymis helps us to differentiate the side of the testis. So you can see here, I'll hold both together. Look at the sinus of epididymis, both the sinus of epididymis of both the testes you can see here. Okay, see here, the sinus of epididymis here, and here you can see the sinus of epididymis here. So this one is the right testis, this is the left testis. Now we have also taken a section of the testis to show you the seminiferous tubule. So you can see here lot of minute tubules are there. Okay, here in the cut section of the testis you can see lot of tubules, and these tubules are highly coiled seminiferous tubule. Now I'll use a magnifying lens to show the seminiferous tubule. Now you can see here the seminiferous tubule, you can see here lot of seminiferous tubules. Is it clear? Can you see the seminiferous tubules? Okay, so you can see here the seminiferous tubules. Okay, they are highly coiled structures. Okay, what is happening in the seminiferous tubules? That is the place where the spermatogenesis is occurring. Okay, so in this lecture we have discussed the testis, how to determine the side of the testis, what are the gross external features, what are the coverings, what are the poles, okay, what are the surfaces, what are the borders. Now one more thing what I would like to tell you at the end of this video lecture is, now near the upper pole of the testis there is a small remnant structure here, you can see here. Now this is the appendix of testis. This is known as the appendix of testis. It's a remnant of mesonephric duct. Similarly, you also have appendix of epididymis, which is not visible in this specimen. Thank you.